My name's Stephen Yen. I'm the executive chef at TAO Downtown. I was born in Flushing, raised out on Long Island, and now I'm back in Queens. I live in Astoria, and I love being part of New York City. Through my training, then I was actually allowed to handle, prepare, portion, and then obviously cook the Japanese Wagyu. And it's one of those things where you have to have a lot of respect for the ingredient, and it's not something that everyone should just be able to jump right into. But I think if you do a little bit of homework and really study and practice on other cuts, you can definitely work your way up to the Japanese Wagyu. So first we're going to do our cucumber chimichurri. This is a Japanese grater. If you don't have one at home, you can use a microplane or a regular cheese grater. That's fine. So here we're literally just going to grate our cucumber. And you have to remember, anything that's high in fat or high in lipids, you're going to want to have some type of acid to cut it off your tongue, clear your palate. That's why you have pickles on a burger. That's why you have cornichons on a charcuterie board. But that's really what we're going for here as well, to offer you some refreshment to your palate while you are enjoying your Japanese Wagyu. All right, here we have some grated ginger. Is a fish sauce. And here it's gonna bring a lot of umami because it is fermented anchovies. Here, this is yuzu juice, just simply extracted from the yuzu fruit. It's a citrus. It's slightly sweeter than a lemon. This is just going to be our cucumber chimichurri, just to offer you a little bit of refreshment. Okay, so here we have this is roughly about 8 ounces of our ribeye. So this is actually your rib eye. This whole piece is from the rib section of the Japanese Wagyu. So here we're just going to simply season it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of cracked pepper. Peppers that will burn at lower temperatures and become bitter, so you will have definitely that train of thought. Here we're using a fresh cracked black pepper, so it's okay. All right, and we're going to place this right on our grill. All right, so here we're starting to smoke. That means a lot of our fat is dripping down. So as you can see here, this flared up because a lot of our fat has dropped down, but has nothing to do with the actual charcoal. So here, I'm gonna cook this rare because the beef itself is such a beautiful piece of Japanese Wagyu. You can fully eat this raw. After I get a little bit of color, I'm gonna pull it, we're gonna let it rest. The reason we let steaks rest is for that redistribution of the moisture. So anytime you're cooking with heat, all the liquid is going to go towards the heat source. So we're pulling it, allowing it to rest is going to allow all that moisture to redistribute evenly, and that's going to have a little bit of carryover cooking as well. So here, actually, we're ready. So now we are ready to cut into it. So if you take a look, I'm going to cut just across the grain over here. So I would recommend this serving for about 2 people. Serve it up Malden. We're using a beautiful sustainable charcoal which burns hotter and longer than any other charcoal we've ever used before. Literally just going to grill it very, very gently over this Prime 6 charcoal, and then I'm going to make a cucumber chimichurri, just to offer a little bit of a palate refreshment with the yuzu in there as well, because I want this Japanese Wagyu to really stand out on its own. Looking at the Japanese Wagyu is almost looking at something that is in your mind unattainable. You're not supposed to touch it. You know, it's something where you feel guilty almost. It's such a beautiful, perfect piece of beef that, you know, you really, really, really take a step back and really have an awe feeling.